What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was and the Legendary Uzumaki, and yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due. Shout out to my boy Spidey XArco for suggesting this idea. Well, this is his first idea since the beginning of this year, so I thought why not, man, since I ignored most of his ideas in the past. Well, not ignored technically, but you know, I was not able to make. Anyways, I hope I'm able to, meet his expectations and yours as well. And as for me taking days off, it's family business. I've been busy with them. There's a huge thing going on in my family. Nothing serious. It's a, good thing actually. And kind of a blessing of a sort or something like that. Anyways, I'm happy about it and so is my family. Moving onwards, enough about that. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and please leave in your comments. I really love reading them, and most of the ideas on the stories that you see or hear comes from there. And hear me out, as most of you guys have been leaving ideas, and those who I have not made, especially a guy who has been asking about Inkaku and Kinkaku reincarnation. I was quite bummed out. I mean, it was technically Kurama in a sense again, because I remember the story that they were consumed by him and they ate his flesh, and after that they gained the Kyuubi's chakra of a sort. Anyways, yeah, after that he is asking me now to make I don't know which village Kage, but his name is Mu. But yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna make that story soon after this one. Anyways, until then, I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and as I said before, leave in your comments in the comment section. Now enough about this. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, 13 years after the Kyuubi attack, as we go towards the said village Shinobi Academy, where the next generation of the Shinobis and Konoichis were being prepared to meet the Shinobi world. As now we go towards a specific class which held a lot of individuals, as these individuals were not any normal Shinobis or Konoichis in training. They were the future clan heads, or maybe the strongest of the strongest Genins that have been recruited there. As amongst them was also the current Jinchuriki of the said village, Naruto Uzumaki. Unbeknownst to her, the daughter of the late 4th Hokage and his wife, the Red Death, Kushina and Minato Namikaze Uzumaki. As now we see, the current lecture was being taken, and for the first time, a miracle was happening in the class. Natsumi was paying attention, and Iruka, for once, was praying to God that he will be able to attain her attention like this for the next few years, because there was still a lot of time before her graduation, and he wished that she would pass this time because she was a little sister of a sort to him now. As that is when another sort of a miracle happened. Sensei, I have a question. You have been telling us about legendary shinobis from different clans like Madara Uchiha from the Uchiha clan, or from Senju Hashirama and Tobirama-sama, like the first and second, and from Hyuga clan as well. Is there, what is it? Come on, go on, ask Natsumi, said Iruka, seeing that Natsumi was asking question and for the first time quite hesitant. I was hoping that, is there anyone, from the Uzumaki clan who is strong? Tch, said Kiba, like that would ever happen, Natsumi. I'll tell you this, nobody has ever heard or even know if Uzumaki clan exists. It is a clan name. My Gigi said so. Stop lying, Kiba, said Natsumi, looking hurt, and for the first time, Iruka then said, Kiba, everyone. It seems that you don't know, but Uzumaki clan was so huge that they had their own village which was larger than Konoha. But they all perished in the third Great Shinobi War because, well, Hiruzen-sama was not able to aid them. Minato-sama was not at the time made the Hokage, but under Hiruzen-sama's regime we were being attacked twice by the three villages, and so were the Uzumakis. It was a diversion. It took 3 whole villages to take them down just alone, as everyone was quite after hearing that, as that is when Ino asked, were they that strong? Not only were they strong, they were quite smart as well. They created the Fuinjutsu art, and the seals that you use in daily life, like the story seal or the explosive tags as well. As everyone was quite amazed and at the same time shocked after hearing this. See, Kiba, my clan existed. Uzumaki is not just a name. Yes, Mito is right. Natsumi is right, said Iruka, as he then even further explained that they helped Konoha to exist even, and the first Hokage's wife was the strongest kunoichi even still to this day in the whole elemental nation, because nobody could even touch her, and her name was Mito Uzumaki, and she was the one who was able to defeat and seal the Biju, first after defeating of Madara. And after hearing the feats of the Konoichi alone, all the future Konoichis of the class looked up to her as a role model, as Natsumi was amongst of them. But I know about another myth from the Uzumaki clan. It was quite an interesting story that I heard, well, read, from a book left by Mito-sama in the library. What is it? They said there existed someone long ago, when the Uzumaki clan just began under the Arashi Uzumaki. It is said that he was his little brother, I presume, and he held unorthodox powers. Powers? Yes, the most strongest power in the whole existence. And I believe that it didn't even use chakra. What? What could be such a power that didn't even use chakra? As now even the Sasuke, who was quite cold and emo in a sense and never was interested in anything, was quite interested into this. A power that didn't even bother with chakra and was quite terrifying. The power of domain expansion. It is said that within that domain he could be anywhere and do anything with anyone. It is said that once an army attacked Uzumaki clan at the time, a mixture of 3 clans allied together, and they were in thousands of number, and you know what happened? What? He put it all of them under his domain and tortured them for millennia for what they told, at least the survivors, before they too succumbed to their injuries, as everyone was terrified. He was a monster then. He wasn't a monster. He was regarded as a god in his own sense. How can you say that, sensei? He was protecting the people. What do you think those 3 clans would have done to the Uzumakis? As that is when everyone realized, but his powers were really terrifying. So much terrifying that it consumed him to a sense and he became arrogant. And then he died? Said Kiba. No, Kiba. It is said that Arashi-sama saw that if he allowed Naruto to exist, there won't be peace because everyone was fighting out of fear with Uzumaki clan. So he requested Naruto, and Naruto vanished after that. And what did he request? I do not know, it was never mentioned. And to be honest, I think it is a myth. I mean, not even Hiruzen-sama knows about this, I presume. Really? Said Natsumi. Does someone like that really existed? As that is when Sakura said, "Shut up, Baka Natsumi. Even Iruka-sensei isn't sure, and even Hiruzen-sama doesn't know. And he's the Hokage, and his title is the professor, you know." I know, but still, it's just a myth, Natsumi. Give it up. There is no Naruto Uzumaki who exists, or existed. But what if he did? As after that class, we see that Natsumi became interested, and even went towards Hiruzen's office to ask about him. And Hiruzen, after hearing about the myth, just chuckled, not knowing that the myth was quite a reality himself, and was going to unveil very soon. As now we see, soon after that, time began to pass by in the blinks of an eye, and the graduation exams came. And finally, we see Mito had her shot once more to show her sensei that she was ready to become a strong kunoichi and the future Hokage. And to her surprise, she, even at the age of 14, couldn't become a kunoichi. For those who are wondering, Naruto was at the age of 13 when he graduated. Well, the thing is that I'm making Natsumi 14, so yeah, kill me if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead with this. Bear with me, it's, well, technically Spidey's idea. Anyways, moving on with the story, as now we see, Natsumi again failed at the clone test because her clones were not stable. I'm sorry, Natsumi. But even after the other two jutsu were successful, I cannot pass you, because it is a regulation that these three jutsus are needed to be done by each and every genin. Fine. As now we see, after the graduation test, Natsumi was seated in her swing, which was under the shade of a tree in the academy's backyard, as everyone was being congratulated or comforted by their parents, as some of them were even gawking at her and calling her names under the mutters. As now we see, that is when, from the shadows, a man appeared, and that man was her sensei. Oh, Mizuki-sensei, what is it that you want? Well, Natsumi, to be honest, I'm quite bummed out that you failed again. Yeah, I guess I'll try again next year. Really? Do you have the patience to wait for another year? No, I wish I could have passed though. There is no other option aside from that. What if I tell you there was? I mean, there has been a secret test that has been going around, you know. Remember when there was a time when even prodigies were able to successfully pass and graduate from the academy early on? Yeah, Iruka-sensei mentioned something like that, but that doesn't happen, no? Well, there is a secret test. If you are able to enter the Hokage's office undetected and take a scroll from there, specifically the big scroll known as the Scroll of Sealing, that will give you 200 points, and those points will be equivalent to the Rookie of the Year, and you'll be able to graduate in a sense. Really? Yes, this is a test, and top secret one. Now, any sensei that has been teaching a class can give that to any of the students, but that student has to be trustworthy. And I trust you, Natsumi, and know that you will be able to become a strong Konoichi one day. When can I take this test, sensei? You can begin now if you want to. Alright, I'll do it. Good. After you take the scroll, you have to bring it back to me. What? Why? Because that is the end of the test. The sensei who has given the test must receive the scroll so that it could be returned properly back to its place. Okay, I'll do it then. And make sure you don't get detected or the scroll gets taken by any of the shinobi. Got it? Got it. Meet me at this place, as he handed her a chit, and after that Mizuki vanished in a sunshine. As now we see Natsumi dashing away. As it was now night time, as Natsumi entered her Gigi's office and went in the scroll library, where she found a used scroll that was put in the center, and under which it was written, the Kanji Scroll of Sealings. And after taking it, Natsumi then said, why would sensei ask for this old scroll? What is so special about this? Ugh. If I wanted, I would have taken those pretty ones with the cool jutsus. Maybe it has a cool awesome jutsu that I can use. As now we see, Natsumi, after taking this, was detected as soon as she was about to leave through the window of her Gigi's office. Natsumi? What are you doing there? Gigi? Look! Behind you! A pretty lady! What? As that is when we see a smoke bomb appear and Natsumi vanished. As now we see Hiruzen facepalm. Another one of her pranks. As now we see, soon after that, he gathered Anbu and sent them out to bring back Natsumi and the scroll, but without hurting her. And everyone vanished in an instant. On the other side, Mizuki was waiting on the rendezvous point, but Natsumi decided to take a detour so that she could make sure that the heat on her died down a bit. As in the meantime, while being bored, she thought, why not open the scroll? So she opened it, and there she found the Shadow Clone Jutsu, and not only that, some other jutsu that were quite technical. And there was a Uzumaki special jutsu, only be activated by the blood of the royal family, the direct descendants of the Arashi Uzumaki. I wonder what it can do. As now we see, that is when an Anbu arrived, as Natsumi immediately wrapped up the scroll and began to dash on the other side. Since she was pranking left and right everyone in the village, she was able to evade them and entered the forest. And soon after that, when the Anbus were distracted, she arrived at the rendezvous point. As soon as she arrived, she was punched in the face, causing her to lose balance and went flying off her feet into the tree, as her nose was broken as she fell down to the ground. And the scroll also fell down with a thud and rolled open, since she rolled it up in a hurry, as Mizuki stood in front of her. What? Well, you did my job very well, demon. It is high time you die. But before I do that, how about I have some fun of my own? since I have a bone to pick with you, as Mizuki grabbed her by the neck and began to punch her in the face again and again, and then he even stabbed her in the hand with a kunai, which was quite blunt, as it hurted her. She tried to scream, but her screams were muffled by his hand as he threw her away with a kick. And that is when we see Mizuki's blood dropped. Huge amount of blood dropped on the scroll as she fell down next to a tree. Stupid demon, ruining the scroll already. I gotta wash off that blood now. As he walked over the scroll and was going towards the fallen Uzumaki girl, who was now trembling and was in pain. Well, it is high time I end you, demon. I had a lot of my fun. Test my ass. There was no test. You just made my job easy. And you'll be the one considered traitor, not me. As that is when he heard a voice from behind him, but an unrecognized voice. So you said she's an Uzumaki, and you will end her, huh? As Mizuki instantly turned around and threw a kunai, which was, for some reason, still in the air and a few inches away from the faces of a man who was standing there, similar to the age of, well, Naruto, only a few years older. He looked 16. As he smiled, his eyes were menacing. Is this the best you can do? A kunai! Of all the things you can throw at me, don't fuck with me! As he threw two Fuma shurikens, to his surprise, they also flew right in front of him, but halted themselves and began to rotate in the air as Naruto began to walk menacingly towards him. Is this it? You're not even a small fry. You're an insect. No, calling you an insect will be an insult to them. You're worse than them. You're nothing. As now we see, in a blink of an eye, Mizuki witnessed Naruto was standing right next to him. As he then said, You wanna see something? A glimpse of a real power? As he lifted up a finger as a dark ball appeared, as he pressed the ball under his chin, and suddenly, in front of Naruto, the head of Mizuki exploded into a bloody gore. As now we see Naruto chuckled. Wow, people have gone really vegan. What era did I woke up in? You said you're an Uzumaki, right? Yes. You don't look like one, but if you're able to awaken me, you're a direct descendant of Farashi, my brother. What? What do you mean? Who even are you? Who am I? What? The world has forgotten about me already? How much time has passed? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, girl. I am from the Uzumaki clan, the legendary Uzumaki Naruto-sama. As Natsume's eyes widened, but she was in deep pain, as Naruto picked her up, and his hand glowed green. It will hurt, but it will heal. As he pressed it against her abdomen, as she had a huge blush on her face, but instantly her wounds began to heal. As that is when we see, after hearing an explosion, Hiruzen and his Anbus arrived, and he witnessed a headless shinobi of his own corpse and Natsume in the arms of a man who had somewhat red and a lot of blonde hair and deep blue eyes that looked somewhat menacing and yet powerful and divine. Oh, and who might you be? We have a right to ask you a question. You are in the territory of Konohagakure no Sato, our village, and I am the leader of this village. As instantly we see Naruto took 2 steps, and after that he disappeared and appeared in front of Hiruzen as everyone was on edge. Don't even try. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and this girl, she's a direct descendant of Arashi. She's been able to unlock me from my seal, in which my brother placed me in. What? What do you mean? That scroll. You think it was made yesterday? It was made in the beginning of the Uzumaki clan. I don't know how much you have added on to it, but last time I checked there were only a few jutsus. And, not to mention, it was a prison of a sort to hold me down. Naruto from the stories, said Iruka. What stories? But you're supposed to be a myth. A myth? Am I not in front of you? But you're so young. I was 8 when I went to war and dealt with 3 clans. What makes you think that I at such an age would not be able to deal with all of you. As he released his true killer intent, as in an instant they witnessed huge amount of monsters and shadows coming from his shadow, as his eyes gazed at them. And at that moment they knew this was the real deal they were dealing with. Someone that was way, way ahead of their leagues, even if might they dared so. The leagues of Tobirama, Hashirama, or even Madara. But amongst all, one person was the one who was shitting bricks the most, and that person was none other than Zetsu himself. No, why him? After all that bullshit I went through to seal him away, to make sure he's never awakened. Why him? Mother will not be pleased. He was the biggest threat back then, and now he's back? Even after his chakra is taken, he won't be able to be stopped. He will be the one who eradicates the Otsutsuki clan. As now we see, as Naruto then said, hold on to her. I have a bone to pick with someone who has appeared here. Oh, Zetsu, said Naruto in a childish tone but with a menacing smile, as he handed Natsumi over to Hiruzen, and in a blink of an eye he appeared into a tree and kicked it, as the tree itself was lifted up from the roots and turned into splinters, as he grabbed someone by the neck and punched it with such force that that man went to the ground, as a huge crater was formed there in an instant. As next thing they saw was Naruto not on the ground or landing, but floating in the air. I missed you, buddy. I'm back, and it's time to play. As Zetsu then said, no, please, I beg of you, don't do this. I warned you, motherfucker. The next time we meet will be your last. You were able to manipulate my brother, but not me. What makes you think that this all history that I wrote will be in vain? There are a lot of people out there that I have changed, Naruto, while you were sealed away. Let them come. I will kill them all, like I did before. As now we see Naruto disappear and appear in front of him, as he had blue flames of a sword in his hand, as he then said, blue, cursed energy. As Naruto stabbed his hand into Zetsu's chest and bursted him in the flames and consumed him as a whole. As then he looked up towards the moon, laughing like a sociopath, and looked towards the moon and said, mark my words, Kaguya. If you set an eye on this world, which is my playground, I'll butcher you to pieces. You or your clan will perish by my hands. As at that moment, they noticed something. This man was crazy, but one thing was for sure, he was strong. So strong that whatever they witnessed was ahead of even the Kage level leagues. As Hiruzen, after carefully seeing and witnessing everything, then said, Naruto-sama, what? I would like you to come in so that I could tell you what has transpired. As now we see, Hiruzen arrived back at the Hokage office as Anbus returned back to their duties, but most of them were guarded right next to him. As Naruto and Natsumi was sitting there, before that, can I ask why is Natsumi here? She can leave. She is an Uzumaki, and a direct descendant of my brother, who was the head and founder of the Uzumaki clan. She's of the royal blood. Do you think I would leave her alone? I am the branch family head, and it is my duty to protect the main head family. And I will do so with my life. As Natsumi blushed and looked away. But that is when we see Natsumi felt extremely tired as her eyes closed shut. What did you do? Said Hiruzen. I made sure that she doesn't listen. She can stay next to me, but she doesn't have to hear. Now tell me before anything, why doesn't an Uzumaki know that there is no Uzumaki clan or so on? And only found out a few months ago. As Hiruzen knew that his answers would depend on the fate of the whole village. Well, that was because her mother, the last Uzumaki Konoichi, the last, what happened? Iwa, Kumo, and Kiri attacked them while I took the regime. It was the third great shinobi war. As after an hour-long explanation we see Naruto was quiet. So 3 wars happened, and nobody even told me about that. And my clan got perished? As now we see Naruto clenched his fist, but even Hiruzen could hear the cracks that were happening from his clenching of the fist. Damn it, I should have been there. I told my brother that if I existed, as long as I would or my family would, the whole Uzumaki will be protected. What do you mean by that? You see my powers that I have and you have witnessed. They do not require chakra. Heck, I haven't even awakened it. What? What do you mean by that then? How are you? These powers are different. Blessed to me by Yami-sama herself. Yami-sama? Yes, the goddess of revenge and so on, the tormented souls. She had a twisted, bet with the sage. One of her descendants will have a power of her that will make them go crazy slowly, but will make them strong. As you can see, my personality. But I don't care about that. All I care about my clan and my loved ones. I know this, Hiruzen-sama. If anyone dare to lay even a single finger or a dirty eye on this girl, that whole clan will be exterminated within that day. As now we see, Hiruzen at that moment realized that Naruto didn't say it was a threat or promise. He just left that there because he knew his word was final and he will fulfill his word. As after that we see Hiruzen then said, "Who was that man you called Zetsu?" Zetsu was a loyal follower of none other than Kaguya or Tsuzuki, the rabbit goddess, the mother of the sage. How do you? We were in the early times born. We know. Heck, I even met the sage and his sons. Well, when they were old at least. What do you mean you met the sage? I met the sage in my dream the day I awakened these powers, when I was 2. 2? Yes. I was different from other kids. That is why I was able to awaken them early on. And by the age of 8, I was already going to war, protecting my clan. Because that is what I did best. Okay. So, what did he tell you? That there exists the will of his mother, Kaguya or Tsuzuki, and she will do whatever it takes to take back the chakra of this world, which is technically hers, but now if it is taken, we all will die. Isn't that right, QB? In that instant, Hiruzen knew that he knew about the Bijus and her being the Jinchuriki. As now we see, Natsumi woke up, but her eyes were red with slits in them. So you knew I was here, Naruto. Of course I knew, you idiot. Why are you hiding and why are you like this? Times have changed, friend. As Hiruzen was shocked, did that Biju just call him friend? What do you mean by that, you dumb fox? Be more specific. Fine. But it was kind of fun talking to you riddles or short answers. You know I hate that. That is why I tell you technically in that way. Fine, you win, old fox. What is it? Tell me now. After you were sealed, well, after the clans decided to join together as this old man told you and formed the villages, their first Hokage decided it was high time to make sure that we are properties and give us away like some candy to other villages, making us their property. And I became theirs after being manipulated and used by that cursed Uchiha twice. What? What do you mean by that? Don't they know about why you exist? No, sadly they don't. They even have gone away from the sage teaching, and they think that chakra is their weapon. Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously? This is how much the fucked up of a future is? This is what we fought for? Technically, yeah. I mean, Sage would have been disappointed and must have now aided his mother by the time he finds out this would have happened. Well, technically he knew. That is why he requested us to be at peace. Which I still don't understand. But you know that we're cool, right? Of course we are. You're of the old age, and I know you know about me, and I know about you. But what about her? She's also an Uzumaki, you know. I will determine that on my own. Gee, stingy old fox. Whatever you say, what time wanderer. As now we see, Hiruzen said, please, I know that it is a sudden reunion between friends, but I would like to tell you that there are a lot of big things going on. This Kaguya Tsutsuki, the rabbit goddess from the myths, if she exists, then that will of hers that you killed, yes? He told you about that there were more that he prepared. Oh, yeah, there were some people, a cult of a sort, that wanted to revive her even back then, to make sure the world ended. And I guess something akin to that is still existent in this world. The world is a fucked up place, isn't it? It kind of is, but... As before they could continue, there was a knock on the door. Hokage-sama, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you and your guest have been invited to the council chambers by the council. This ought to be fun, said Kurama. Oh, and I'm gonna watch before you say anything, Hiruzen. Please don't. There will be already a lot of headaches that I see. Cheer up, old man. Wait, technically I'm the older one here. Should I call you son? No, just call me Hiruzen, and that is fine, Naruto-sama. Alright, Hiruzen it is then. As now we see, both of them walked inside the council chamber as Naruto went and sat down on the chair without anyone's request or even before Hiruzen, as Hiruzen then later on went and sat down, praying that nobody was foolish enough to question, and there was one, and that was none other than Koharu the elder. You foolish boy, even if you have strength, do you not know any manners? Boy, you say, little girl. As suddenly cracks begin to form on the ground as the lights begin to flicker, and the whole room felt intensely chill as a dark aura surrounded everywhere. As that, they all know where that was coming from. Do you know who you are speaking to? Naruto-sama, please calm down. Let me clarify this. As the name rang a bell, and Danzo instantly hit the nail. You're Naruto Uzumaki from the legends. Bingo! At least someone knew. As that is when everyone's eyes widen, except for these clan heads and the civilians. The elders and Hiruzen's eyes wide. Except for Hiruzen's elders' eyes widen. But how is this possible? Why do people always ask that? I exist, that is why the stories about me exist. It's as simple as that. And to be honest, this world is quite fucked up that you made it into. Anyways, what is it that you want to talk about? I don't have time to play with kids, I have other things to worry about now. What do you mean by other things? Said Danzo. By other things I mean... Well, should I tell them? Yes, technically they have a right to know since they are the council. Okay. Well, there exists Kaguya and her clan, the Otsutsuki clan from which the chakra originated, which basically you all think that you own and have been your right, but it isn't. It was taken by the sage from his mother and given to you all, and to the Bijus as well. And now she wants it back because that was against her will. So technically she wants her things back, but you don't want to give because if you do, you all die, and that is why I am here to prevent that from happening. And make sure that she is where she is. As in such a light-hearted manner, Naruto explained to them that they were all shocked and thought it was a joke until they looked towards Hiruzen, who nodded. And that person that Naruto killed was none other than Zetsu himself, the will of Kaguya. So there really are those people here that want to revive her? In a sense, yes, but I think that Zetsu left out some quite crucial parts. So I'm gonna look into this further. Oh, and one more thing. Naruto Uzumaki is off limits to all of you. If you dare lay a single finger on her, you have just asked me to make sure that you are sacrificed from this world and exited from this world. As now we see, everyone was terrified, as they all looked towards Hiruzen for a help or something, but Hiruzen just sighed. Do what he says. Oh, and Hiruzen, I wanted to know, does she know about her parents like you told me? No, the council decided that... What? Well, her father wanted this. When she was ready, she should know about us. Even before then, no. Fine. Where is their house? That will be the Uzumaki clan house from now on. Since I am the oldest Uzumaki, or maybe the man in the whole elemental nation by now, I'll be the clan head for the time being until she's ready. But mark my words, I'm the branch head. Why not become the main clan head? I'm not greedy or power hungry. My consent is far more than you can see. My concern is the well-being of my clan, not wanting power or power play. I already have enough of that, said Naruto arrogantly, as he picked up Mito and opened the window, and jumped out as everyone was quite shocked to see him float as he began to walk in air. Well, see you later, and thanks for the directions, Hiruzen. As after he left, everyone, including Danzo, said, "He's dangerous, Hiruzen, but he could be used in our sense. Do you think we can use him? Are you insane? That man has the capability of destroying this whole elemental nation if he wants to. I've witnessed him use a glimpse of his power, and he literally killed a man in front of me. And he hasn't even awakened his chakra yet. What? His powers are blessing of Yami. Do you want to mess with a person blessed by a god?" As now we see, that is when Danzo realized who they were messing with. And after Natsumi woke up, Naruto eased up to her and helped her a lot. On the other side, Jiraiya and Tsunade were both contacted since they were the godparents. As soon as they returned, and Naruto laid his eyes on a blonde-haired woman. Well, he had a thing for blonde, so yeah. And a woman with a huge bust. So he went flat towards her. My oh my. And who might you be, pretty lady? Kid, I'm already old enough to be your mother. Oh, you don't know who you are speaking to, do you? The name's Naruto Uzumaki, pretty lady, by the way. As that is when we see Hiruzen arrive. Naruto-sama, please. She's even younger than me. But she's fair game, I mean, she's legal, right? Is it this kid crazy? I'm 50 plus, sensei. What are you playing at already? As now we see, Naruto then said, far better, a seasoned woman. As Tsunade now wanted to punch him, as Jiraiya was just watching this with a jaw drop. Who was this man, first of all, and why was he so ballsy? He must have balls of steel if he was messing and speaking like this to Tsunade. As now we see, Jiraiya then said, as he was, who might you be? Ah, name's Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. Naruto Uzumaki? Wait, was there an Uzumaki alive? I have went towards the whole elemental nation, and so far, the only Uzumaki that is alive and confirmed is Natsumi. Oh yeah, I'm not from this time. I'm from another one. Sealed by my brother in a scroll, and thanks to that girl over there, awakened. As Natsumi was looking towards him with a blush as Naruto winked at her, while telling this to Jiraiya. As Tsunade noticed this. Wait, what? Yes, whatever he's saying is truth. I was there when that happened. This is indeed the legendary famed Naruto Uzumaki from the myths. The man, the myth, the legend himself. As now Jiraiya realized who were they speaking to. Wait, what? Yeah, nice to meet you, kids. Well, except for you, pretty lady, because you're legal and you're fair game. Ugh, why did you call me back? Since, well, he's gonna train Natsumi. I thought it's high time I called you back as well so that you can keep an eye on me. Seriously? Why would I harm her? I'm an Uzumaki, remember? Even still, it is for her own safety because we don't know how your training would work. A lot of things have changed and even we are not strong enough to hold a candle to your strength. Huh, that might be true, said Naruto. As now we see, Naruto was training Natsumi as both of them were watching it as after Natsumi was tired and the next session was with Jiraiya. After taking break, we see Naruto continuously making compliments to Tsunade, which to her was quite heartwarming at the same time annoying. As Tsunade had heard enough, as she then said with a blush, "That's it! You're getting it, you damn pervert! You're even a bigger pervert than Jiraiya!" And using her full strength, she punched Naruto, and to her surprise and to Jiraiya's, Naruto only put it out of one finger, as that index finger was capable of holding back her full-blown punch. As Naruto then said, pretty ladies don't hit in the face. They hit straight to the heart with an arrow of their love, said Naruto, saying these corny lines as she blushed even more as Jiraiya had a nosebleed when Naruto went and grabbed her by the face and planted a kiss on her. As after a huge 1 minute long kiss and an intense tongue fight between both of them, we see Naruto separated as Tsunade was the one weakened on the legs and practically panting for breath, as Naruto then said, licking his lips, "That was just a teaser. You want a trailer or the whole picture? Is this what you say nowadays, Natsumi?" Yeah, I guess," said a bummed out Natsumi as Jiraiya, whose jaw was literally now slammed to the ground, heck, even going underground, seeing what has witnessed, was shocked, as Tsunade then said, You idiot." As now we see Naruto then said, "So you do love me. Success!" And with that, Naruto literally began to walk on air happily in round circles and did some stunts that even shocked them. And after that, he then said, "I'm gonna go grab some ramen." And Natsumi, you want some? "Yeah, miso one." "Cool, I'm gonna eat that as well. The food of the gods." And with that, Naruto disappeared. As Jiraiya then said, You like him?" Yeah, I guess. I don't know why, but I do like him, I guess. But he's goddamn 16,000-year-olds, what it is. As now we see, Tsunade then said, "Heck, Jiraiya, we're even kids in front of him. It's lucky that I'm old enough." As Naruto then said, "No fair." What do you mean by that?" "What?" said Jiraiya. "I mean, I'm also, legal by now, I guess. But why is she the only one who gets to know him? I was the one who knew him first. And he has vowed to protect me." As after that we see Naruto, unbeknownst to them, was hearing this all and was quite happy. While this happiness was continuing on, the news spread out to the whole elemental nation that the legendary famed Naruto Uzumaki has returned again. And the people of the old times, in remembering the story, told the young generations. And they were now stressed out because they have heard from their spies that someone from the Akatsuki, an S-rank shinobi, was killed with just 2 strikes. And that was an extent of his power from what they have heard. A person that strong shouldn't be allowed to exist, but they remember from the old tales that name at the age of 8 eradicated 3 whole villages of clans that were strong in their own right. And they don't want to mess with him, knowing that he was much more stronger than before. As now we see, on the other side, Akatsuki also have heard about this, and so did Orochimaru. They knew that the chunin exams were coming in, and this was their chance to know and see for themselves and get their revenge. As on the other side, in the meantime, Natsumi was returning back from her mission. As Naruto was waiting at the gates and made sure that he picked her up. "Well, I'll be taking her from here on," as Sasuke then said for the first time. "Wait, you're the legendary Naruto, right?" "Yeah, what do you want, kid?" "Fight me." "What?" "I want you to fight me." "Nah, I'm not interested. You're gonna get hurt." "Is that it? You're scared, aren't you?" "I'm an Uchiha, an elite," as Naruto appeared in front of him in an instant while holding Natsumi and just flicked a finger. As Sasuke went flying towards the gate and slammed into the wall, coughing a huge amount of blood. As Kakashi then said, "You could have gone easy. I swore I just used one finger." Naruto said, showing the middle finger as well. You're a sensei. And in my time, if a student, without his sensei's permission, even squeaked out like that, in an odd manner to anyone, sensei would have punished him strongly. You are a failure of a sensei. You know that?" As now we see, with these words said, Naruto disappeared and appeared right next to Jiraiya. "What you watching, Jiraiya? Did you really have to go that hard on him? He needs to know what his mistakes are. If this was the old time, he could have gotten already killed. That Jonin over there, he is carrying a lot of baggage from what I can tell." "How can you say that?" "I know for sure. I've seen enough men in the war, remember? All my life I spent in the war as long as I could remember. My first memory was in the war. For God's sake. You went through a lot yourself." "Tell me about it. And then what they did to me? Seal me away. Like I was just some monster. But your powers are terrifying. It makes them scared." "Yeah, it did. And even the Bijus were. but they became my friends. Ask Kurma if you want to. I guess you're right. It'll take a lot of time for people to remember this. As now we see, after that, the chunin exams appeared, and as soon as they did, a lot of Jinchurikis were taken over by their bijus as they appeared there. From all over the elemental nation, the Jinchuriki were taken over by the bijus. As Naruto greeted all of them, as everyone at that moment alongside the Kages noticed that this was Naruto, because he was able to speak in a friendly manners with the bijus. Ah man, I missed you guys. So Bakataniki. Oi, don't call me that. Come on Shikaku, you know that I'm just joking with you. Well, you technically are an idiot Taniki. Shut up, damn fox. Enough, you guys. It's been a long time since we met Naruto, said Chaume. Yeah, Kyuki is right. Chaume is right, said Gyuki. As now we see. Gyuki then said, so Naruto, how was it like? What? Being held? Ugh, hell, I tell you. Nothing but a void of nothingness. Hey, but I didn't get hungry or, need to go to, nature's call or something. As everyone chuckled. As that is when the test began. The first two tests went as in canon, but this time Naruto intervened and beat the shit out of Orochimaru, even for going as far as to killing him while making him scared shitless. So no, the team interfered. But they knew Naruto's job was to protect her from harm. As the Anbus then surrounded Naruto, you're interfering in the test. No, I'm killing Orochimaru. From what I have read about the bingo book, he's one of the Sanins. Sorry Jiraiya, took your kill and your friend. Ugh, fine. It's alright. I just wish that he would have changed. But that motherfucker was hell-bent on revenge. It's alright. I knew a friend who was like that as well. As now we see, Akatsuki, seeing that Orochimaru was killed in the second test, wanted to leave, but Naruto could sense Zetsu's chakra on them, especially in the masked person, as Naruto disappeared and grabbed him by the neck. You have Zetsu's chakra on you, boy. Tell me, why do you have it? As the mask cracked open and Obito was revealed. You killed him. We had a plan to make Kaguya free? What do you mean? The Moon Knight plan was to make sure that she comes here. He fooled you, kid. All of you were fooled. And if you ask me, why do I have any reason to lie? You, Uzumaki within the Rinnegan. Tell me this, what do I gain from lying to you? I mean, I did kill him, but I knew him, and there was a reason why I did. Kaguya exists, and so does her clan, and if they are allowed to come here, they will make sure that you all die. And at that time we see 4 Otsuzukis appeared. You think we wouldn't? Ah, the sons of bitches, as when Q appeared. What happened next was not a monologue or something, but a full-blown battle. A one-sided one. The Otsuzukis launched a whole attack on Naruto, but what everyone witnessed was shocking. Naruto made a domain expansion around them, as a huge black ball appeared. As soon as the ball disappeared after 10 seconds, there lay the dead bodies of the Otsuzukis that were slowly turning into dust, as Naruto was standing there menacingly smiling while he was covered in blood. Finally! Took care of them. See it, Kaguya? I'm able to take care of your clan. Now that they're done and gone, you better not come here. If you do, I'll end you as well. As knowing who they were, the Otsuzukis as they disappeared, we see that Naruto turned and walked towards Natsumi. Oh, go ahead, do your test. As that is when the other villagers decided it was high time that they did not intervene. And as for the Akatsuki members that were there, they knew now the power, the domain expansion, the legendary one that was mentioned. And they knew all it took was 10 seconds in reality, but what Naruto did to them, they could see the shock and horror on the terrified faces of his victims. So they did not want to see what it was for themselves. As now we see, after that, the chunin exams ended without any hitch, and everyone went back to their normal lives, knowing fully well that there was a sword now hanging above their head, and that sword was none other than Naruto Uzumaki, that was ready to chop off their neck if they made a mistake or a move against Konoha or the Uzumaki clan. The Uzumaki clan overnight became the shortest but the strongest Uzumaki clan amongst all the other clans to exist, as Nagato and even Konan as well as Karin Uzumaki joined in, along with Tayuya. The Uzumakis were growing, but in smaller numbers. And Naruto, well, he wasn't sure, but he was even able to draw in Maid Narumi. And not only Tsunade, Maid Narumi, after some growing up, well, technically Natsumi who freed him, as well as none other than Karin and Tayuya as well, fell in love with him, and in the end Naruto decided to marry them. So the Uzumaki clan could grow. And it was also Konoha's, well, Hokage and the council that forced him to do this because they wanted strong Uzumaki genes and Naruto's bloodline to continue. As finally Naruto had his happy ending after a lot of thousands of years. As after 10 years of these events, we see an older Naruto now sitting on top of Hokage monument alongside with Natsumi. I still wonder why we come here, Natsumi-chan. I mean, it is peaceful and the view is nice, but still, this place brings me peace. And you know what? This place is special to me. This place is the place where, we got married. And I announced my pregnancy as well to you. Wait, what? You're pregnant? Yes, I am. As Naruto hugged her and carried her bridal carry, announcing to the whole village that he was going to be a father soon. From Natsumi. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. Well, Spidey, I hope you're happy, well, because it is technically a harem, and yeah, it is your idea as you suggested, at least from my perspective, I guess. Anyways, please do leave in your comments in the comment section. I'm all ears, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!